So I walked across the street, and it was a small branch, just two tellers sitting side by side. I walked up to teller number 1. I asked for a notary. She pointed to teller number 2. She said, that would be Rosella over here. She's also a notary. She'll take care of you. I said, thank you very much. I stepped over to Rosella's window, and we started doing the usual, notary thing, signing this, stamping that. And she was lovely. She was a nice person. And we were doing the usual kind of small talk. But what I need you guys to know is that I didn't say anything to Rosella about what I was doing there. I didn't tell her, for example, that the next day I was going to be speaking to all the senior managers in the company that she works for, and her boss's 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 boss will probably be there. I didn't say anything to Rosella about my philosophy of leadership. It was sign this, stamp that, small talk, that was it. And after she stamped the last stamp, I asked her a question that I've asked every notary that I've ever used before. I said, what do I owe you? And she said, oh, no, you don't owe me anything. This is just the service that we provide to our customers. And I said, well, that's very nice. I said, but Rosella, I'm not a customer. And she said, oh, that's okay. Maybe you will be someday. And I thought, hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then I was struck with this inspiration to ask this question, which in retrospect seems pretty obvious. But, I thought, I can get a glimpse into this company right here and now. So I said, hey, Rosella, can you do me a favor? Would you mind telling me, how do you like working here at Sovereign Bank? And I'm telling you guys, I'm not exaggerating this. There was no hesitation. Her face lit up, and she said, I love it. Just like that. I love it. Well, it wasn't just like that. She had this lovely island accent, which I'm not going to try to imitate. But then she started telling me about these other banks that she'd worked for and how different they were, but this culture that she works in now is so supportive. And she starts talking about how great her customers are, and sometimes they stop in just to say hello, even when they don't have any business to do. And she's just going on and on like this. And I have this odd habit when I'm talking to somebody who's telling me something that's really relevant to my work, I like to take notes, right? So she's talking, and I'm taking notes on the back of one of these documents that I just signed. So this is an actual quote. This is one of the things she said to me. She said, I love my customers, and I get great pleasure from serving them, so I'm happy. And she was kind of telling me about that cyclical thing, right? I love them, which makes it easy for me to take care of them, which makes me happy, and the happier I am, the better I can take care of them, which of course they love them. They stop in just to say hello, and on and on it goes. And at one point I looked up at her and I said, hey, Rosella, would you mind if I quoted you on this? And she said, would you like me to notarize it? What do you think I said? Yes, that would be great if you wouldn't mind. And she did. There you go. So what you're looking at here is the back of Rosella's business card. She took out her business card, flipped it over, put that stamp on, signed it, put the stamp on it, pushed it across the counter to me. I ran across the street, took a picture of it with my iPhone, stuck it in my PowerPoint deck for one reason. Remember what I was doing there, right? So the next day, as I'm giving my presentation to the senior management team, I flashed this up there. I said, hey, check this out. Look what you have going on right across the street here. This is Rosella the teller. I mean, she's awesome. And the boss was so blown away by this that he went across the street to say thank you to Rosella, and you can imagine how that blew her mind and how that affected her day, and on it goes. So please, don't tell me that love has no place in business. Of course it does. We dance around it, we call it other things, we call it passion, we call it enthusiasm, but the bottom line is it's a connection of the heart, human being to human being.